The only thing better than the first week of high school football is the second week. Welcome into the Friday Night Blitz, San Antonio's only 30-minute high school football show. We have you covered from all over South Texas tonight. Highlights from over 10 different games, including a couple rivalry showdowns. We'll get to all that in the next half hour, but first, we start with our Game of the Week. Our Game of the Week features the top two teams in our Friday Night Blitz power rankings, the number 2 Wagner Thunderbirds and the number 1 Judson Rockets, making for an epic battle week 2 of the football season. And it's always fun when these two teams get together, this time for the 14th annual Hammer Bowl. Judson winning the last 7 meetings, Birds trying to change that. First quarter, Rockets, though, already taken off. Quarterback Mike Chandler hits DeAnthony Lewis, and Lewis makes one move, and he's gone. 42-yard touchdown for Lewis to give Judson the first points of the game. Then Judson ball again. Chandler throws it deep. Amaria Bailey comes down with it in the end zone. First-year head coach Rodney Williams has got to be pleased about his Rockets thus far. Then Judson starting to take off on the ground as well. The handoff to Lewis, and nobody is even close to catching him. 49-yard touchdown to make it 24-0 Rockets. And, well, that means a lot of push-ups. Wagner trying to get back in the game. Quarterback Isaiah Williams lets loose, but it's tipped and intercepted. Darius Hughes runs it all the way back the other way, the pick 6. Rockets. Trey Brown then adds one more score up the middle, and the rest is history. Judson wins this one 52-14. Let's go to Marcus Floyd with the star of the game.
Joined now by victorious Judson Rocket quarterback Mike Chandler. Mike, talk about the way you guys played tonight and how you guys really needed to respond to a tough Wagner team.
We play with a lot of intensity, and we just wanted to come out here and show that we're one of the best teams in the city.
Talk about just the offensive performance. I mean, you guys, it's that defense is no slouch, so you guys have to play really well.
We had a lot of returning starters from last year, so it makes it kind of easy. And DeAnthony Lewis, as you can see, he stepped up as a running back, and Trey too, so it makes it real easy. Now,
talk about playing against a bunch of your friends. I mean, you knew most of these guys, and how difficult is it to play against those guys and really get amped up and ready to play?
I think it makes it easier because nobody wants to lose to their friend. Them is like our brothers, so we all want to come out here and both try to win. So that's just going to make for the best game that it can be.
Talk about just getting used to the way Coach Williams coaches and him taking over this program.
It's kind of easy transition for me, especially since he was the quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator. So that was one of my first bonds that I really made whenever I came over here.
Talk about this. How good can this Judson Rocket team be?
I think that it's easy to see, especially if you just look at the score. You look at it wasn't one person that scored. We had the ball everywhere in everybody's hands, so you don't really know how to stop us.
Hey, Mike Chandler, a tough win against their Hammer Bowl rivals in Wagner. Mike, congratulations on the win. Hey, guys, back to you in the studio, and, hey, we'll see what these Rockets do next week.
Marcus, thank you so much. That's definitely going to be a tough game to beat. But this one comes pretty close. What's more dangerous than a proud program that's hitting all cylinders? Maybe a proud program that's coming off a loss? Reagan and Steele providing another big matchup in our Friday Night Blitz coverage. The Rattlers coming off a setback to the third-ranked team in our power rankings, Brandeis. Meanwhile, Steele looking to make it 2 in a row and ranks 4th in our Friday Night Blitz power rankings. Now, opening drive of the game, Steele's Wyatt Beagle doesn't see the corner sitting in coverage. Jaden staggers, pulls down the INT. Rattlers ball now. Lance Lorenz got the start for Travis Staley, tosses the ball. It's caught over the middle, but then ripped loose by Henry Torres. No progress on the scoreboard yet until here. Troy Gaddis bouncing his way through the defense, rumbling into the end zone. The 10-yard score for Steele. Now, Reagan went to work on the ground shortly after. Second quarter gets underway. Lorenz hits Blake Thompson over the middle for the touchdown. Make that 7-6 Rattlers lead. And then that's when Wyatt Beagle, starts to do his thing and take over. After a long touchdown run to give the Knights the lead, Beagle caps off a drive to put the Knights up for good. Steele would stay undefeated against Reagan, 34-21 that final. How about Brennan Bears, our 7th-ranked team in our power rankings, battling the Warren Warriors. North ID schools can't waste any time getting into district play because of how big that district is. Warren quarterback Vaughn Martinez looking downfield, gets rid of it, but it's not the right call. Intercepted to Corvo Battles with the INT, returns it 16 yards the other way. Momentum swinging completely to the other side. Now Golden Bears trying to take advantage of it. Quarterback Jordan Flores heaves it up, falls right into the hands of Keon Thomas. Beautiful catch, beautiful throw. Bears take a 7-0 lead and keep adding to it. They go on to win 32-14 over Warren. Okay, let's keep it going on to our next games. Sticking in that same district, an old school rivalry, Clark Cougars taking on the Jay Mustangs. Mustangs leading 15-2 in the second quarter, facing a 3rd and long. Danny Amezquita fires as Adrian Huerta makes the catch and first down. Then later the drive, snap goes over his head, runs it down, recovers the fumble, so Jay is going to have to settle on a field goal. Then Mustangs defense getting to work. Ryan Garcia tracks down David Santos, brings down the quarterback. Loss of yards on the play forces a Cougars punt, and the Jays offense back in business. As Makita keeps carving his team. No receivers open, but QB does it himself, picks up the first down yardage and then some. Mustangs in Cougar territory now as Makita. Beautiful throw to Matthew Gomez. He wins the one-on-one battle, runs it in the end zone. Mustangs with a commanding lead heading into the half. Jay keeps the foot on the pedal the rest of the way, wins 25-17 over Clark. Now, let's take a look at a couple other big games from Friday night. Lavernia Bears cruise past the McCollum Cowboys 63-10. Southside Bobcats take down the Harlandale Indians 30-7. Burbank Bulldogs outlast the Minutemen 34-29. And Kerrville Tivy Antlers beat the Billies of Fredericksburg 42-35. Okay, let's keep the action going. Head over to Heroes Stadium. Clemens taking on MacArthur. Another matchup that comes with nice name power. Clemens kicker Noah Villegas all lined up for the field goal. The ball goes through the uprights, 28-7. Clemens leading. Buffaloes then keep it going. Marcelius Castaneda takes the snap, runs out of the pocket, barely gets over the goal line. Clemens touchdown, 35-7. Buffaloes keep charging. Castaneda again this time. Throws it to Vincent Perez. Perez, nice diving catch for the touchdown. Buffaloes run away with this one 56-21 that final. How about the 5th-ranked team in our Friday Night Blitz Power Rankings? Bernie Champion Chargers hosting Veterans Memorial. First drive for Bernie Champion, but watch out. The pass is intercepted. Veterans Memorial nose guard Seth Powell snatches it up and runs it all the way back for the pick six. Patriots up 6-0. Then still in the first, Veterans Memorial running back Jaden Summers making some moves, weaves his way through the defense. Up the middle, 32-yard touchdown. Vet Memorial leads 13-7 now. Chargers, though, answer back. Bernie Champion running back Tamari Jenkins breaks through the line and punches it in for a touchdown. Champion now with a 1-point lead, but Chargers would go on to prevail 54-41. Okay, let's take a quick look at 2 other big games that took place on Thursday. A couple other, actually. Bernie Greyhounds barely get the edge over Medina Valley Panthers 7-6. Edison Golden Bears 26-7. Rockets lose 26-7. And then the Apaches win 20-8. Stay with us. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. Plenty more high school football to get to, but first, if Harlandale McCollum is the battle for supremacy of the southwest part of town, Southside and Highlands is battle for bragging rights on the southeast part of town. Right? Are you following me? Let's go ahead and head out to that game. Cardinals ranked 8th in our Friday Night Blitz power rankings. Meanwhile, Highland enters the contest after getting routed by Miller in week 1. Owls with the ball first, getting right to work. Juan Luna flips it to Demarion Gonzalez, puts his head down, picks up the first down, and then some. Later in the drive, Highlands facing a 3rd and short. Gonzalez tries to run, but gets stopped short by a swarm of Cardinals. So now Southside takes over and gets to work. Paul Maldonado takes the pitch, finds a hole, fights his way towards the first down marker. Cardinals with a little momentum on their side now. Then just a couple plays later, quarterback Alejandro Escamilla takes the snap, rolls out, floats it up perfectly into the hands of Christopher Camarillo for a Southside touchdown. Perfect pass, perfect catch, puts the Cardinals on the board first. No problem for Southside. They go on to win this one 45-7 over Highlands. How about the 1971 state champs, Lee Volunteers, taking on Brackenridge Eagles? Starting the first quarter, Brackenridge with the ball. Julian Cameron hands it off to AJ Talamentes. Goes about 8 yards with it, loses it, still manages to recover it though. Ball's 49-yard line. Then Cameron again, this time fakes the handoff, Quick overhead pass to Jade Rios for 15 yards as the Eagles starting to fly into that red zone, and they take advantage of it right away. Just 6 yards out, Cameron to Justin Cabrera, rumbling into the end zone for the Brackenridge score. This one, though, would be back and forth the whole night. In the end, Volunteers eventually come marching back. Lee outlets Brackenridge 30-27. Madison Mavericks hosting the Austin Bowie Bulldogs over at the Blossom this weekend. Few minutes into the first quarter, Austin Bowie quarterback Trinidad Sanders hands it off to Jason Gaines. Gaines gets the first down and gains some. Still on his feet, finally he's taken down. Then different play, same duo. Sanders this time throws it to Gaines for another first down. Gaines making sure he gets that foot in, and then this time Sanders rushes it all the way in himself. Few more minutes later, Sanders still putting in that work, and then gonna hit Jaden York twisting and turning into the end zone for another Bulldogs touchdown. Madison takes the dub 55-37. Now let's go back to our game of the week for a moment. We showed you the highlights from Judson's big win, but now it's time to send it back out to Marcus Floyd, who's standing by with the Rockets' first-year head coach.
Joined by victorious Judson Rocket head coach Rodney Williams. Coach Williams, what do you think about the way your team performed tonight?
Kind of did exactly what we thought about, what we planned to do. We knew we were going to have to limit their possessions because, they get to rolling there, run all the time off. And when we had the ball, we needed to make big plays, and we did a good job of doing that.
Is it always still a little tough playing your brothers from across the street?
Oh, yeah. Love Charlie Bruce to death. He's been in my corner for some years now, and I told him, I said, hey, for 48 minutes, though, I gotta kind of not like you, but he understands. He knows it's all in fun, and in the end, we all brothers, and hey, we're going to get on and see what we can do from there.
Talk about just the way your team performed on both sides of the ball tonight.
I thought we had a really good plan coming in the week. The kids, I knew they were going to fly around, because you got to play responsibility football in this type of offense, and I thought our kids did very, very good doing that. You can tell we played our butts off. I see a lot of kids cramping up, and that's what we want. They want them to leave it on the field, and good things happen from there.
You have a leader in your quarterback, Mike Chandler. I'll talk about his performance tonight.
He was on point. He took what they gave him. We had a lot of one-on-ones, and, we got some pretty decent-sized receivers. And if they're going to give us a chance, we're going to throw it up sometimes and see what happened to try to open up the run game. And I think we kind of got some creases there at the end because those safeties and corners had to stay back a little bit. And, the big boys up front did their part.
Big win in the Hammer Bowl for Coach Williams in his first time out there doing it. Coach, congratulations. Hey, tough game against Harlingen next week on Friday. Starts a little bit early, 7 o'clock. We'll have all the coverage. Back to you guys in the studio.
Marcus, thank you so much, and big congrats to Coach on another win. And as he mentioned, Judson taking on Harlingen next week. Of course, Friday Night Blitz will have you covered. Now, as far as tonight goes, we are far from being over. We still have several more games to get to tonight, including a couple more rivalry matchups. Plus, we get up close and personal with the Hornets' Nest. How about we introduce you to this week's Coach's Connection? I'll give you a hint. He's the head coach of East Central. Marcus Floyd will join us again, and we have plenty more to come right here on the Friday Night Blitz. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. Alamo Heights, one of 5 San Antonio teams with a state title to their name. That 2006 Mules team won it all, led by quarterback Giovanni Visa, who's now an assistant at UTSA. Let's check in on those current Mules hosting Laredo United Longhorns this weekend. United kicking things off. Longhorns' Huello Huerta takes the snap, fakes the handoff, runs it straight up the gut before being taken down at the 40-yard line. Then Longhorns at the goal line. Huerta hands it off to Carlos Jaime, takes care of the rest. 7-0 Laredo leads. Alamo Heights, though, still trying to make something happen, down by 28. Still pushing. Quarterback Kobe Love to Joe Ramirez practically has to have the whole defense take him down. Alamo Heights then inching closer to the red zone, and Love throws it up, gives a little love to his right-hand man, Bennett Voorhees. Touchdown Mules, but this would be all United the rest of the way. Laredo goes on to win this one 42-14 over Alamo Heights. Okay, the game action is everyone's favorite part of Friday night, but high school football wouldn't be what it is without its fearless leaders. One coach that is quickly making an impact here in San Antonio is East Central head coach Joe Hubbard, but who will also be the first one to tell you there's still a lot of work left to be done. Marcus catches up with him in this week's Coach's Connection, brought to you by San Antonio Express News.
Joined joined by East Central coach Joe Hubbard. Coach Hubbard, what has it been like coming out here to this school, and what kind of traditions are you trying to set out here?
You know, East Central is a great community. You know, they've welcomed us with open arms. Obviously, I came from the Dallas area, but they've been great. You know, the superintendent of schools, our principal, our athletic director, everybody's just been great and really tried to provide us the things that we needed to be successful. The fan support, the parental support that we have, everything is really good. So I can't be more excited than the way the community has treated us since we've been here.
2 years in, are these kids starting to see what Coach Joe Hubbard means as far as football and getting out on the field and the things you got to do on the field and in the classroom?
Absolutely. You know, the kids definitely understand expectations. We're huge on building the whole man. And so it's not just about X's and O's with us. We are serious about the classroom. We're serious about community service and outreach. We're serious about helping them be better men so that one day they can be great husbands and great fathers and great community leaders. And so what we hope is that they get a full or we hope that we encompass everything about being a man and what that's about.
Now, you take that to heart, though, because you didn't just come out here yourself. It looks like you have family members out here that are participating in this program. I mean, that's a big deal. You don't just bring your family anywhere.
Absolutely. My brother Marcellus is our defensive coordinator. He and I have been coaching together for 15 straight years, and that was a big thing for him to move his family down. I have another assistant, Sean Lewis, who's here with us, who moved his family down. He has a kid that just graduated from high school and has another one that's a senior this year. And so it is a tremendous family place, you know, and we talk about protecting the family all the time, and I really believe the kids do believe that we are a family here.
Okay, off the wall, what's your favorite musical artist?
You know what? That's a great question. Probably John P. Key.
John P. Key, okay.
I actually got to see him at concert at our church at Resurrection Baptist Church last spring, and that was a really neat experience for me, but he probably would be my favorite artist.
Okay. No Michael Jackson, no Prince, no.
Hey, you got to love Michael and you got to love Prince. Obviously, I love those guys as well. Growing up, I really liked Boyz II Men and Brian McKnight, so I'm kind of a slow music guy and all of that, but definitely love listening to music.
Okay, good. Music lover. I'm a music lover too. I mean, that's why I had to ask. Hey, but you know what? You get those kind of answers when you join us on the Coaches Connection. Coach Joe Hubbard, East Central. Back to you guys in the studio.
Don't go anywhere. Top plays of the week coming up next. Welcome back to the Friday Night Blitz. We've already showed you highlights from 10 different games tonight, but how about we show you one more? Churchill Chargers taking on the Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial Eagles. Chargers with a long road trip for their non-conference game, looking to improve to 2-0 this season. Churchill quarterback Dominique Tellis sets the tone right away, runs around on the reverse, keeps on going, then some. Tellis all the way in to give Churchill a 7-0 lead. Veterans Memorial would respond, though, pretty quickly. Carter, center fit, finds Cameron De La Pena, but he's stopped just short. Still a little momentum. Now, next play, Eagles come through. Finds De La Pena in the back of the end zone, and just like that, we're all tied up at 7-all. Then center fit, getting started, showing off the speed, showing off his legs, getting some first yard downage and then some, and then the very next play, this time steps back, throws it long, hits Matthew Krill on for a beauty of a touchdown. Corpus Christi, though, fights off the Chargers in the end, 28-16 that final. Now, the game highlights are the biggest part of the night. We know that, but we also know that high school football isn't complete without its fans. Mike Lefko has this week's fan cam.
It's a Friday night. Lenhoff Stadium's the place to be.
Thank you very much. Now, okay, we've heard from the fans, we've heard from the stars. So now all that's left is our top plays of the week, brought to you by IHOP. All right, as far as this week's game of the week goes, well, it was pretty good, Judson Wagner. However, this next one is also pretty darn good too. Fourth ranked team in our Friday Night Blitz power rankings, Steele Knights taking on the Churchill Chargers. Of course, we'll have full game highlights of that one and plenty of post-game reaction. Well, we want to thank you for watching the Friday Night Blitz, San Antonio's only 30-minute high school football show. We hope to see you right back here, same time next Saturday. Have a good night.